Wild tigers are facing a numerous amounts of threats today. With the destruction of habitat and dense human habitation, the tigers are being driven out. The major threat is the poaching of tigers. With a high demand of products such as skin, bones and other tiger parts, the wild tiger is facing extinction. To battle this decline, China has set up tiger farms to breed tigers in captivity and trade to stop the poaching of wild tigers. Currently there are only 3,400 to 5,150 wild tigers, and their effective breeding population is only 1,350 to 2,050. Is this enough to save the wild tiger and reduce poaching, or is the high demand of illegal tiger-related products going to overwhelm the tiger population until they expire? The initial article found was an article in the Sydney Morning Herald. It was outlining that China's ban on tiger farms has declined. They go on to explain assumptions and theories that the wild tiger population would be decreasing because of these tiger farms, as opposed to conserving them and increasing numbers. I decided to investigate and scan through numerous articles and journals to see if there were any connections between tiger decline and tiger farms. There are numerous reasons for tiger population decline. One reason for decline is the poaching of tigers. With Asian countries' growing income, more tiger products were allowed to be sold. Since the ban on tiger parts and products in 1993, many medicine practitioners gave up the use of tiger products. Despite the ban, tiger bone wines and health tonics are still in high demand within the Chinese population. Due to this high demand, the poaching of tigers has risen and the illegal trade continues. With the decline of tiger habitats, they are forced to move to small isolated populations, which makes them more likely to be exposed to the threat of poaching. With poachers killing 5 to 10 tigers per year, extinction is likely. The graph present shows the projected outcome of extinction in both small and large population of tigers in different amount of years. The bottom axis represents the likelihood of extinction in percentage, and the side axis shows the number of tigers that could be poached per year. From the information of this graph, you really see that the tiger extinction may not be an issue in 3 years, but in 6 to 9 years we may lose them forever. This really shows that action needs to be taken now rather than later. The following clip is from the World Wildlife Fund, giving little detail on the issue
focus attention on an
of tiger
extremely
farming
controversial plan to legalize the sale of tiger products in China. A plan that would supposedly replace the wild tigers killed by poachers with captive tigers raised and killed on legal Chinese farms. The leading backers of this plan include the wealthy Chinese businessmen who built these farms to feed what used to be a giant legal market for traditional Chinese medicines made with tiger bones and organs. When China banned domestic sales of tiger parts in 1993, many experts thought these farms would close their doors forever. But that's not what happened. What the tiger farmers did instead was store their carcasses while breeding more tigers in captivity. Spokesmen for these farmers now claim that the farms will put tiger poachers out of business if the ban on Chinese tiger sales is lifted, by flooding the medicinal markets with mass-produced tiger parts that would sell for less than the tiger parts offered by the poachers. But that hasn't stopped a lot of free market economists from hailing the new tiger farming plan. They call it a breakthrough that would make it possible for tigers to pay their way back from the brink. Groups like those are now pressuring China to rescind its ban on domestic sales of tiger parts, even as other groups are arguing that this new plan is full of economic holes. To choose just one example, how on earth can a farmer who pays thousands of dollars to feed just one captive tiger hope to undersell a poacher who can kill for the price of a bullet?
There are many ways to certify captive raised tigers, but distinguishing the difference between bred tigers and wild ones is impossible and offers a clear avenue to launder illegal parts from wild tigers to sell them as legal. In China, around 4,000 tigers are held in around 10 large farms, with another 1,000 held in around 200 smaller facilities. Concerned about the continued loss of tigers and rejecting that bans have kept tiger populations from steeper declines, China's tiger farms propose that they could sell tigers so that it promotes the selling of farm tigers and reducing and selling poaching of wild ones. Either way, regardless of how tigers are sold, it still affects the tiger. The picture present shows that no matter how tigers are used, whether it be farming or consumer markets, the wild population is affected. There are many viewpoints regarding the issue of tiger farms. These include foundations, governments, and experts. They may have different views, but they use credible sources and back their info up. What they say may appear to be biased, but because of the evidence of the issue, it is easy for the authors to give you a clear view and help the reader and viewer base their opinion on the info given and give you the most reliable and credible information. I believe that tiger farms have a positive and negative side. It is positive that there is an increase in tiger numbers regardless of them being wild or not, and the tourism side may raise money to help conservation with the wild tiger populations. But the demand of tiger products rises and the poaching of wild tigers is rising. If tiger farms were to be granted legal rights to sell tigers, this may either lessen or worsen the poaching of wild tigers. I believe that tiger farms should be banned, and instead of focusing on tiger farms, more time and effort should be spent repopulating wild tigers, which from evidence seems to be affected by farms regardless.